Here we are. We all knew this moment was going to happen, but I am very excited about it. Urban Decay brought back the original Naked palette, and I did buy it. I broke my no-buy to get this, and I am thrilled about this. Here it is. You've seen it before. I'm going to try it out. Do a get ready with me. I've obviously never used this one, but I will tell you the original one I probably used thousands of times. And I was just very excited to get this. So if you open up the box, I wanted to share this. On the inside of the box, it says Certificate of Authenticity, Original Eyeshadow Palette. This certificate confirms that this palette is a genuine limited edition relaunch of the first ever Naked palette by Urban Decay, often duped, never duplicated. Okay. This iconic palette will come back to life for one time only, 15 years after its conception. Included are the original 12 must-have neutral eyeshadow shades, meticulously crafted with top quality ingredients. Anyway, you get it. So I had this palette when it first came out years ago. And it was not the first high-end palette that I bought. This was in my early 20s. Before this, I had an Urban Decay shadow box, and then I had had some MAC eyeshadows. But other than that, I really was just like more drugstore, and I really did not even start wearing much makeup until I started wearing a little bit of makeup in college, but more so right after college. So yes, this came out definitely. This was several years after I had graduated from college. But anyway, I used this palette so much and I loved every second of it. So I am very familiar with it and I'm curious to see, is it just as good? Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. I don't know. But we're going to dive in, okay? It came with a brush. I'm just going to use the brush because why not? So I'm going to start with this end and I'm going to go with Naked because that was always my go-to. Naked in the crease, buck in the crease. You know, I had a look. I had a look that I would always do with this, and I'm very excited to share this. I already put on my Alter Ego eye primer, and yes, so I talked about in my last no-buy video that I was thinking of breaking my no-buy or putting it on pause for the Sydney Grace sale or for the Natasha Denona Mini Rose palette. And I'm here to tell you, I did not buy anything from the Sydney Grace sale, and I did not buy the Natasha Denona Mini Rose palette. But when I saw this coming out, I was like, that's it. That's it. And what solidified this for me was that 10 times the points on Ulta. And Urban Decay was on that. So I got 10 times the points on this. I already had some Ulta points and now I have over 2,000. So I have like $130 of Ulta points. I'm going to save those. I'm going to save those. But anyway, this cost $59, by the way. I know, it was expensive. When it first came out, when I bought it, I'm trying to remember, I think it was $45. I think it was $45. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was $45 back then. But yes, I had this and I loved it and I used it so much. And I ended up decluttering it. I'm trying to remember. I think I decluttered it like in 2017, something like that. I had a lot more palettes at that point. It was like getting old and the shadows were like feeling like they were a little dry and crusty. So I ended up getting rid of it. Let's go with Creep. So far, Buck is amazing. Or no, that wasn't Buck. That was Naked. I used Naked. Perfect. Perfect crease shade for me. Love it. Let's go with Creep. So after one eyeshadow, I'm in love with this palette. Anyway, I'm also going to use some other like old school stuff in this video, but just a little black eyeshadow. Funny enough though, when I had this palette, I pretty much never wore black eyeshadow and I probably used this shade like 5 times ever. I pretty much mostly would use, I pretty much used Virgin all the way through, yeah, I guess I would use through Hustle. So pretty much these 2 shades I never used. But the rest of the palette I used a lot, particularly Smog. I had Smog in the first ever eyeshadow palette I bought from Urban Decay, which again was like a shadow box of some kind. It had the shade Smog in there and I loved it. And I think that was the only shade from this that it had. But Smog is in like a lot of Urban Decay palettes, but as it should be because it's a really good eyeshadow. I really like it and I do want to use it today. So here we go, little smoky liner situation. Now the shimmers. This is where I'm excited because Yes, so I'm going to start with Sin, just do a little bit of that here. I'm just using the other end of this brush. So far, no regrets. No regrets that I purchased this. Then I'm going to Sidecar, which is known to be kind of glittery, and it looks like almost more glittery than it did back then, although I haven't had this palette in, like I said, 7 years, 6 years, I don't know. Ooh, it's more sparkly than I remember. Maybe they did make this more sparkly, which, hey, I'm all for that. I'm not complaining. Lovely. And then we're going to go with Half Baked. I'm just kind of like going across. Half Baked, I would use a lot. Definitely, yeah. Naked, Buck, Half Baked, and Smog were the shades that I used the most. Like, I would just do a look with all of them together. I decided to skip Buck this time because we went smokier. We went smokier. I mean, this is nothing revolutionary, okay? This is not over here. This is not like Natasha Denona level. This is not Pat McGrath. But that's okay. And I like it. And the mattes blended well. And it's more for like everyday looks, which then again, I mean, I do wear my Pat McGrath eyeshadows in the daytime, but like, I'm just clarifying that I did not buy this because I needed it or it's better than other things I already own, because it's not. I wanted it for the nostalgia. I did, because I used this palette so much. I'm going to go back with a little bit more of Half Baked here. But saying that, this is a really pretty look and I'm loving it. And it's very easy to use. It's very user friendly. Let's go back with a little bit of Creep. Okay. I'm liking that. A bit more of Naked just to kind of blend this out, and that's going to be it. I mean, we're not over here doing things people haven't seen before. That's just not, it's not what this palette is about. It's not what really I'm about in general, but wow, that is pretty. Okay, I'm going to clean up the fallout and we'll do more makeup. The look is lovely. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to use another OG, the Smashbox Photo Finish. And this is something that I did used to use back in the day, and I still love this primer. And recently, Smashbox sent me another one in PR, and they have lowered the price on this to $34, which I don't remember how much it was before, but I know that the price had definitely increased over the years. So go them, reducing the price of a product. Like, that's what we need out here, is more things with price decreases than price increases, please. But anyway, this is, I mean, I have bought this myself many, many times, and I was using this back as far as, yeah, probably, I think sometime in like my mid-20s, which was like 15 years ago. So yeah, I've been using that for a long time. On a side note, yesterday I spent like 4 hours cleaning and rearranging my room, which I like to do from time to time. And I realized that, like, because I do my makeup in here, makeup gets caked onto the surfaces. Like, it was scary. But so behind me now, I have a handbag and some perfume. And let me show you this corner, because this I'm so excited about. Okay, are you seeing this? I'm so thrilled. So it's actually my husband's idea to start actually displaying my handbags. And I've got a pair of shoes there too. I am thrilled with this setup. So I do plan on sometimes sitting there to film videos, and I'm really, really, really excited. Another OG, Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have shade 1W1 Bone. I can wear this or 2N1 Desert Beige, and they both work well for me. Again, this is something I have been repurchasing this foundation. I'm trying to remember, how old was I when I first bought this? I think I didn't buy this until I was like, I want to say like 26, 27, which was still a while ago, well over 10 years. And to this day, this is still my number one foundation. There's a lot of foundations I love, but the longevity on this and just how skin-like it looks on me, I get the most compliments when I wear this foundation. And the funny thing is that people don't necessarily say like, "Oh, your makeup looks good." People say your skin is really nice. And when people compliment your skin when you're wearing a foundation, that kind of says a lot. So, I mean, I wore this on my wedding day and lots of other special occasions. It looks good in photos. There's a lot of foundations I like, guys, but this is still, it is still number one. It's 10 out of 10, even though I have a lot of the foundations that I would say are 9.5 out of 10. So, there's that. I don't really have an old school concealer that I can think of. Well, actually, I have Tarte Shape Tape, but I have the Ultra Creamy. Anyway, I've been trying to pan this Kulfi concealer, so I'm just going to use this. And I am so angry. I always remove the stoppers from concealer, and I'm at the point where I need to. I couldn't get this out. I was fighting with it, and I lost the battle. And was like practically hurt myself. And I just decided, fine, I'm going to give up. It makes me angry because I want to get every last drop out of this. But that's going to be hard to do now because I can't get the stopper out. But it is what it is. Like, I just don't have time to fight with concealer all day, every day. But, that makes me mad. It makes me mad. And I feel like I'm pretty good at getting the stoppers out of things. But there have been a few other concealers in the past where it just had a hard time. But I eventually did it. But with this, I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. And I don't want to like cut my hand. And I just gave up. And I'm going to have to be okay with that. I'm going to have to be okay with that. It upsets me. It does. But I'm going to have to move on with my life. Anyway, this sponge, by the way, I bought on Shein and it's amazing. It was like 50 cents or something. I got 2 of them for 50 cents, I think. I don't know. I have found some good stuff on Shein. There's a lot of like crap on there too, but if you really dig, you can find some good deals. So I'm using my banana powder from Essence, which I love. Obviously, the lid is broken, so it just sits in my drawer. I just like can't take it anywhere, but that's fine. Whatever, who cares? Okay, I'm gonna also go nostalgia on the bronzer. Where is it? Where did I put it? Okay, and the blush. Hold on. Okay, I'm going MAC. And this is a duo of Light Sweep and Shadester. Yes, back in the day, Jaclyn Hill was always using Shadester. And I have to say, I like it. I don't like to use this side. I just kind of mix them together, whatever. You get it. But I like this. I think it looks good. And I just kind of use it as both bronzer and contour. And whoops, kind of messed that up. Oh, it's fine. There we go. Fixed it. I bought this at Cosmetic Company Outlet. Oh, a while ago, like 5 years ago. I don't know, whatever. I don't know that they make this anymore. Who cares? We have plenty of bronzers, but I like that one. And then had to do it. Had to do it. Milani, what is it called? Luminoso. I should know that. What's wrong with me? This one, I repurchased this like 2 years ago, and people say that it's not quite the same as the original, and I don't really remember. I did use the original a lot when I had it, but I haven't had it in so long that I don't really remember, to be honest. I want to say the original was a bit more like peachy and not so orange, but I still like it and I think it's pretty, but I'm trying to remember. I think it was a bit peachier. Whatever. Champagne Pop. You knew this video was going to like come to Champagne Pop at some point. I still love this. It's probably my favorite highlighter, even though I don't wear highlighter every day anymore. Oh, there's an eyelash. But this is beautiful. It really is. And in general, the Becca highlighters are my favorite formula. They're my favorite formula. I have several others, and I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil to kind of blend all that out. Love it, love it, love it. Brush again for lower lash line back into this beauty. And I'm so happy they kept this felt packaging. Even though it gets dirty, it is so nice. Like mine, by the time I got rid of it, was so disgusting and dirty. But I don't care. Like I wanted this original brown felt. I love this brown. I love brown in general. And it's awesome. So let's go with Dark Horse and Buck on the lower lash line. I still have a little bit of the black on here, but whatever, who cares? It'll just be a little smokier. Yeah, there's still black eyeshadow there, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm really glad I bought this. So I think I'm going back on the no buy for now. Will I turn it into a low buy? Maybe. I don't know. This is the only makeup product I've purchased in 6 months. 6 months. This. That like go me. Can I get a round of applause? Anyway, I'm gonna go with Sin in the inner corner. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think this look is really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do lips and all that, and I'll be okay. I'm beyond thrilled that I made this purchase, and I did a really old school lip combo. MAC Myth lipstick. I did not use lip liner. I know, and because back in the day I didn't use lip liner, but I feel like this is a really timeless look. It's neutral, simple, nothing over the top. And then I did add this NYX Butter Gloss and Cinnamon Roll to just make it a little bit darker because, yeah, MAC Myth on its own, that is a pale shade. That is a pale shade, but I'm thrilled. I'm so happy I bought this. I know I'm not going to be able to keep it clean because I get makeup on my fingers and then I touch it and then, whatever. But for right now, it still looks pretty pristine and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Nostalgia. And this time I don't want to get rid of it. Don't let me declutter this. Don't let me, even if it's got like mold growing on it, don't let me get rid of this. Anyway, I'm thrilled. This was a fun video. Did you guys buy this? Do you still have it from the original? Let us know. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.